Hey guys, I want to apologize in advance. This is not going to be a typical video of mine. If you hear noise in the background or if you're looking for tips and tricks, I apologize. I want to check in with you guys. As you may or you may not know, I do live in Florida, and the past week has been very hectic. We had a hurricane hit Florida, and I just want to let you guys know where we're at. So Florida is a peninsula surrounded by water. Three sides of it is surrounded by water, but we live on the peninsula. So we are surrounded. We're a smaller area surrounded, three sides surrounded by water. With that comes risk. My family knew that they were buying back when they came to Florida, that Florida is very prone to being hit by hurricanes. The area that we live in is very prone to flooding. So when we get a heavy rainstorm, our streets flood and we can't get out. So we knew that. With that being said, it is hurricane season, and I'm sure if you've seen the news, we just got hit by Hurricane Ian, Category 4. We got hit on Wednesday night, Thursday morning, and for 3 days, it was predicted to hit us directly. For 3 days, we were prepping and planning what we needed to do to be prepared to get hit by, at the time, it was a Category 3 directly at us. My family also, in the last month, had a leak in our kitchen, which bled into our living room. So the five of us were living in one room, and our kitchen was torn apart, so we didn't really have a kitchen. So there was already a mess of a living situation in our household, and now we are trying to prepare for this hurricane that was coming towards us. So we were getting things off the ground and preparing. My mom's parents live around here, and he's on oxygen. My grandpa's on oxygen, so making sure that he had enough oxygen if power went out. My dad's dad lives in Florida. We have a lot of family. My sister lives in Florida, just not near us. She's about an hour away. So just making sure that everybody had what they needed. So in this 3 days that we thought we were getting hit directly, we were mandatory evacuated. So evacuation zones go from A to E. A is the ones who are very right on the water, who will be impacted by flooding first, and then it goes from there, and it goes inland from there. We're evacuation A. We are the first to be evacuated in any hurricane, storm, tropical storm situation, and it's mandatory, which means our authorities basically say you need to get out. Now, they're not going to come and kick us out of our house. It is our choice whether we leave or not, but that means if we decide to stay and we live in an evacuation zone that was mandatory evacuated during the storm, if we call anybody for help, they are not coming to help us. We had a plan. My sister, her husband, her dog, and her baby were going to his mom's house. They are way inland. They were on evacuation, or they were zone D or E. And so they were going to be fine over there. She's never lost power in any hurricane or any storm, and that was good for the baby. We needed to make sure that she had what she needed. So they went over there, and me and my parents and my mom's mom and dad were going to go to a hotel. We had booked a hotel 24 hours before, not even 24 hours before that storm was hitting or making landfall. We got a phone call or an email from the hotel basically saying that they're canceling our reservations because they are now in an evacuation zone, a mandatory evacuation zone. So our plan that we had fell apart very quickly. And that brings panic when you had a plan and then it changes. So we ended up not being able to evacuate. It was too late to get on the roads. There's no way that we were going to make it out anywhere. So we had two options. We had our house or my mom's parents' house, which are both in evacuation A zones. It wasn't any better one way or the other, except for the fact that they were not on the water and we are. So we're on the water, and if it ended up flooding, we wouldn't have been able to get out of the neighborhood. At their house, there is a possibility of, with flooding, that we could get out. And my mom's dad is on oxygen, and they had tanks at his house that we could use for about 8 hours before needing to start a generator to power up other things in the house to get him on oxygen. So we headed over there. We packed cans in non-perishable foods and prayed. We hoped for the best. And then 24, 48 hours, the hurricane shifted and we got very lucky and it went south. I'm not sure how much you guys know about hurricanes, but with the hurricane, if we get hit north, the hurricane brings in all the flooding. Anybody south from the hurricane gets flooding. If it hits south of us, anybody north does not get flooding. The water actually comes out of the bay. And it's actually pretty cool to see. I have pictures that I can put up and show you guys. It is really cool that you just get to see the bottom of the ocean, basically, the bottom of the bay. Hurricanes can range in sizes and in different strengths. So Hurricane Ian, the one that just hit us, was a Category 4 storm, and it was huge. It was a huge system. So a lot of devastation to a lot of places. With other hurricanes, such as Hurricane Charlie, which hit the same exact spot at the same exact speed, was a very small storm. So it didn't devastate a lot of people. It devastated a smaller group. With the storm moving south, we ended up not getting any flooding. Our house personally did not have any damage. Our neighborhood did. We had a lot of trees down, a lot of power poles, trees on power poles. So there was some damage in the neighborhood, and we lost power. Our governor did say to just assume that you're going to lose power because it's most likely going to happen. But we only lost power for 24 hours, and if that was the worst of it, if the power being out or a couple trees being down was the worst of it, I'm okay with that because I can't even fathom how Fort Myers is doing like right now. It is devastating what they're going through and how hard they got hit. My dad's dad does live in Fort Myers, and my dad's cousin does live in Fort Myers. We got a hold of both of them, although towers down, cell towers are down over there. The storm wiped out everything, so it's been hard to get a hold of them. We get splotchy email, text messages here or there. Everybody is okay. We don't know what the damage looks like to my dad's home yet. We can't get through phone call. We can only text him. And then again, it's just very splotchy. So it has been a little hectic. Again, we are very, very blessed and we are very lucky to have not been hit by this storm. But I do feel for those who are in Fort Myers. I know personally somebody who completely lost her house, and she is working with family and staying with family now, but it's just devastating, and it really is. So I highly suggest that you go, if you can, donate to a resource that is working in Fort Myers. Red Cross is a great resource to donate to. They're out there and getting things back in order. We're still getting things in order around here, putting the house back together. I mean, before, when we thought we were getting hit, we put everything up and we tried to make sure that things were off the ground. Our whole backyard was empty. We made sure everything was in. Neighbors, the community has come together really before the storm, like I said, but also after the storm, making sure that they have everything they need. If they need to put furniture back out, if we have neighbors that are more elderly and need help, that we are out there and helping them with tree branches down and stuff like that. The first day that we kind of were able to get out and be on the roads, I saw trucks and trucks and trucks going to our local dump and dumping tree limbs. And I know that in past hurricane storms, you see everybody just picking up sticks, whether it's in their yard or the next yard over. Unfortunately, these storms bring a lot of damage, but they also bring the community together as well. And as you know, I've talked about it in past videos, I'm huge on community, so I checked in with all of my clients to make sure, a lot of my clients to make sure that if they needed anything that I was able to help, or somebody was able to help them if they needed. Some of my families still haven't come back from evacuating. Some have, they were able to get out early enough and evacuate, but they can't get back. So when we thought the storm was directly hitting us, some of my clients went south and actually got hit there where they were evacuated to when the storm shifted. So they're having a hard time getting back. So making sure that if they need me to check on the house or whatnot, that I can do that for them. Again, me and my family are very fortunate that this did go south of us and we didn't get hit. But I really do feel for those who lost a lot, because our good fortune with this storm shifting was their bad fortune, with them losing everything they had. So I do suggest, if you can donate, go donate. And it's been a hectic week. I just wanted to keep you guys updated. By no means am I complaining in any way. I just feel that updating you is the best. This isn't the content I wanted to give you, but it's all I could for this week. And if you guys do have any questions, let me know down in the comment section below. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you guys next week, hopefully with some content on how to become a better babysitter. So see you then.